Oh, just finishing a Hershey chocolate. How's everyone doing? I don't know why it's hard for me to talk about. I really am feeling a bit anxious. I know I've mentioned my mother in a video before, but it's just like, did end up telling her that one reason I didn't want to video chat with her as often was because I feel emotionally drained and exhausted with negativity and venting. Namely her venting. Because she vents to me like I'm not her friend or her therapist or anything, but I feel like I'm feeling really anxious and I guess guilty, like, and everything. And I think I'd rather her say something than just nothing at all. She's just like ignoring me. Probably if you asked her, she would be like, I'm not upset, I'm hurt or something. Like she always does, but you just have to know her as a mother. I've felt kind of invalidated by her before. It feels like she talks at me instead of, with me. She just like uses me to talk about herself and vent, and we don't get to stay on like the topic of me as much. Not that I'm trying to sound selfish or anything, and I totally understand she's like depressed and she claims that she has no one and she's lonely and all of that, and I don't want to sound unempathetic. I am very much of an empathetic person. I like absorb the emotions of others and everything. So much so that the negativity greatly affects me and my nervous system. And it's hard for me to stay positive and not to be critical of other people when I'm hearing that from her. And it's not all the time. I was trying to video chat with her weekly. I was trying to, like, on every Monday when I could. I really haven't been feeling well, and I wanted to save my energy for other things. Like, yesterday was a doctor's appointment and everything. So, I finally told her, and she's just not responding for some reason. And speaking of the doctor's appointment, I finally got myself a new primary doctor because my last one was like, I'm in a power wheelchair when I go out of the apartment. And he was like, you're going to die in that chair, and wanted me to exercise every single day. I have a chronic illness, and I may have mentioned EDS and all of that before. A lot of chronic pain, which I get to a point, there's atrophy and all of that. I understand, but I cannot do the exercise every single day. And I know he says build up to it, but I am trying my best to do some exercises when I have the energy to. That some stretches I learned from a PT when I was going, and I do have a small indoor like trampoline that I got from mother-in-law because she was no longer using it. And I try my best, except last week I had a very terrible fatigue episode, and I really was out of breath and I could barely do anything. So there's that. But anyways, just it's hard to explain. It was just the doctor's bedside manner and everything. So I went to get a new primary. Turns out he's the same one the new one is the same one I was seeing before my last one at a different clinic. He's nice and everything, and it's all good. It's just I don't know what it is. It felt weird for some reason, and like I didn't have time to talk about everything or all of my symptoms, but he is going to try to refer me to a rheumatologist. And I know with EDS you should exercise and stuff, but see, it goes back to, oh, this all connects, don't worry. It all goes back to, I'm a bit afraid too, because like, I was misdiagnosed with RA and psoriatic arthritis around 2014, 2015. And I'm like, well, it's just arthritis. So I pushed myself to go on more and more walks with my husband. I did it further and faster, harder, you know. I did all that to the point where I ended up with a lot of pain, and I could not even walk in grocery stores, all around grocery stores anymore. I slowly got every assistive device, cane, rollator. I even had gotten some smart crutches, you know, like to help walk. A manual wheelchair, and then finally power chairs, because it hurt so much and it fatigued me so much. So I'm afraid to get back to that point, since that last doctor was like, you're gonna die in that chair and everything. It's just how he said it really got to me, you know. So there's that. That's what happened. But we are going to try PT again if Medicaid will approve it. Last time they would not give me any more sessions because, from what I understand from the letter they sent, I think they did not see improvements in me. But I have a feeling they were looking at pain level numbers, you know, it's pain scale, which is, with a chronic pain and chronic illness, it's kind of, I hate the pain scale numbers, but it did not lower much. I do not foresee myself under a 3 or anything. It's usually 3 to 4. But I was gaining strength in PT. It is helpful in the long run, even though the progress is slow. That's what Medicaid needs to understand, but I do not know if we can make them understand that. It is great for the long run. It's just, and there's a lot I cannot, but we're gonna see about that. So, I mean, maybe this current doctor can actually, you know, find me a rheumatologist that knows about EDS and that takes my Medicaid, because, you know, I could not get referrals that well from my previous one. So there's that. And so yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just coming on venting myself. I am gonna have a therapist appointment in like 2.5 hours, so I can go vent to her. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not sounding, if anybody watches, do let me know if I sound like I'm complaining, or the tone of my voice is negative, or just certain cadence to it, because I've recorded my voice before and I really, I was able to, it sounded like from the recording that I sounded just awful. Maybe it's because of how tired I sounded. I'm not sure. But anyways, I hope everyone else is doing well. So yeah, the anxiety with the doctors, with my mother, and I feel so guilty. It's like I take in consideration a lot of things. Even my therapist has said that she wishes other people would give me as much consideration as I do them. Mother has depression. She says she doesn't have anyone. She, you know, but you do have to wonder why not many wants to spend time with her. I don't know. You know, and I really hope she doesn't. I would think that if she watched my videos, she would have mentioned it. I know once upon a time I did give her the link to this channel, back when it was like more about the age regression stuff and all of that, which I no longer do, but it wasn't really a choice either back then. It's just what happened to my brain, and I really think the mood stabilizer at the time contributed to that. But anyways, what was I saying? I hope she doesn't watch this, because I do want this channel to be like just me talking, just, you know, a channel with my face, because I do have a VTubing channel as well. So there's that. I hope she doesn't want, I mean, what was I saying? Oh, I was saying that she may have had the link, but if she actually was watching, I would have thought she would say something to me about it or mention it to me. So, you know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just venting about my problems. Don't, just ignore me if it sounds too bad, too negative. That, or like I've said before, use this video as a little body doubling thing. Never really works for me, nor my husband. We are both ADHD, I'm sure. But for some reason, we work better when no one else is around us. Unless I'm like paralyzed by anxiety or pain. Then I can't really get things done, and I have executive dysfunction. But if things are going well enough, I can usually get things done on my own. Yeah, I kind of fold the shirts. My husband's puts it flat down on the bed, you know, to the back. But I found that I basically do like that, and then I put it down, and then I put it up. It's just a motion like I gotten used to. How does anybody else fold their clothes? Anyways, I also had deleted some comments recently. I don't know if anyone saw them on my last video. I actually hid the person from the channel because, I don't know, I had a weird creepy feeling from this person. Like, they really loved me for some reason. And I'm very, very, like, they use a lot of very something. I'm very something, probably pretty or something. I don't know what they said. And on their second comment, I think they meant something with, it seemed to indicate they were surprised I'm married. I'm assuming they tried to use the word married, but they spelled it so weird, and they spelled it with a, like a G, like married, and an E, like MERRIGD or something. That is nowhere close. So I'm assuming they meant they were surprised I don't think I've ever hidden that here. Yes, I'm married, and I don't know. I got a weird feeling, so I hid that person from this channel. It's one thing to get compliments, but another thing is just like they used a lot of words and like one repeating word, and they were just way too excitable. It was a bad feeling, so I didn't really. I just, you know. I think I'm over-explaining, trying to justify myself too much. That's probably what it is. But same thing with my mother. I feel guilty about things because I do understand a lot of other things. However, someone's behavior is affecting me negatively. I need to do something about that, I suppose. And with regards to mother, I did not say I wouldn't talk to her at all. I said on a more regular basis, I wished, you know, like before we do that again, I wish she would get, you know, therapy and help and mental health help before we talk more on a regular basis. I did not say I would not talk to her at all. However, she did not respond to my text message. For some reason, I don't know why. But yeah. I think I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to ramble, but I blame it on my ADHD brain. Yeah, I'm done folding the clothes, and I'm gonna end the video here. And I know it wasn't much of anything again. It was just like probably boring, mundane, just fold laundry and chatting again. But have a good Tuesday. Have a good week. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.